Immigration and Customs Enforcement and the Trump administration are cracking down on any links to terrorist activity on college campuses across the country as they try to combat violent anti-Israel, pro-Hamas demonstrations. At Columbia University, an anti-Israel vandalism guide was found with an online manual for creating cells and wreaking havoc on college campuses. Campus Reform's editor-in-chief, Dr. Zachary Marschall, has been on the forefront of reporting on this issue to hold university leadership accountable and joins us now to discuss more. Good morning to you, sir. Great to see you.
Great to be here.
A report from the New York Post on March 18th detailed this underground manual that students found on the website of the anti-Israel group Unity of Fields. So tell us more about this guide and what it encouraged student activists to do.
This guide is an online manual that instructs student protesters how to commit vandalism on campuses without getting caught. So they're saying use cash to buy sledgehammers to break windows and cause property destruction. And we saw this play out at Columbia when you had the occupations at Hamilton Hall, for example. And the New York Post is actually reporting this morning that a Columbia student was reportedly arrested for throwing a Molotov cocktail outside a dorm room window. So obviously people are taking note and sharing it. This is really a playbook for would-be domestic terrorists.
Why has this increasingly become an issue, it seems, at some of these Ivy League universities?
The problem here is that for the last 40 years, we have had unchecked radical professors train graduate students, and those graduate students become future professors in how to run humanities and social science classes based on revolutionary principles and tactics. And while that was going on, you had university presidents and trustees naively believe this was all college papers or seminar discussions. What we're seeing in the last 500 days since October 7th is the practical application of what's literally being taught inside college classrooms. Wow. So there's been a lack of accountability and a lack of knowledge based on administrative leaders.
And clearly weak leadership, which is why they replaced interim President Katrina Armstrong. You say these radical leftist professors and students only respect decisive action and will fight through any rhetoric. So talk more about this and the disconnect you see with Columbia's new anti-Semitism training requirement.
Well, the disconnect was right there for all of us to witness when Katrina Armstrong reportedly told faculty members that she wasn't going to enforce the Trump administration requirement to ban masks on student protesters, which was part of the package in exchange for guaranteeing their $400 million in federal funding. And that is systemic of a problem where you have university presidents and other admin in higher education believe they can talk their way through these problems, that this anti-Semitism problem is just some big misunderstanding we can talk our way through. They still have yet to overcome the hurdle in their own minds that this is a real problem based on violence and physical action, as we're seeing manifested in the online manual and as we're seeing manifested in the arrests and violence. And that is why you saw her resign from the position in disgrace.
A provision in the Immigration and Nationality Act authorizes Secretary of State Marco Rubio to revoke the visas of foreign national students on the grounds that their presence or activities have, quote, potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences for the U.S. Now, Dr. Marschall, there have been challenges to this, but it's a pretty broad definition when you think about it. Ultimately, will it be a struggle, though, for the administration to deport these student visa holders?
I think what's going on is very appropriate, and it seems to have a surgical precision to it. They have revoked over 300 visas, according to Secretary Rubio, right. But that is a drop in the bucket compared to the vast number of international students here on student visas. And a lot of those students are from countries that have hostile relations with the U.S., including Turkey, including China. And those students are not getting deported or having their visas revoked because of what they're saying. So I think what we're seeing here is working because it is limited to students who engage in support of terrorism, which is a violation of their visa conditions.
I want to ask you about a story that I saw this morning. The Trump administration reportedly right now pausing $210 million in federal funding to Princeton University as it investigates potential anti-Semitism on campus. And this is after you launched an inquiry about this and an investigation yourself. Tell us more about this.
I submitted a Title VI complaint against Princeton University in January 2024 because of the what I saw as the worrying anti-Semitic atmosphere on campus after the October 7th attacks, the Biden administration opened an investigation into Princeton in April of 2024, and it remained open for 8 months under Biden. So clearly even Democrats thought there was cause for alarm here. And I'm glad to see that there is some action being taken. And it's very sad that you have to use financial pressure like this to get people to do the right thing to protect students.
Campus Reform's editor-in-chief, Dr. Zachary Marschall. Pleasure talking to you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yep.